It's the Sunday Soak, powered by Cork at the Park, where we're going to be doing another live show, pregame show. June 17th. It's a Tuesday. It's $5 Tuesday. It's also Beefloaf's birthday.
My birthday. 47th birthday. It'll be my 47th.
June 17th, just like a week after Southpaw's birthday.
That's right.
We'll be out there. So we'll be at Cork at the Park June 17th.
Southpaw will be there.
Come out there. Get there you guys should get there at like noon. We'll be there probably like 5 or so.
Yeah, exactly. And then after that, after we do everything, we're at Cork, we'll go to the game together. We'll walk over. White Sox and Cards. Great matchup. We'll go over there and hang out.
Have some $5 Modelos.
That's right. Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Draft beers in the park. I love it.
Man, lots of parks would be great.
Nothing better. Boys, one word to describe this homestand so far, Teresa E.
Lovely.
My Sox summer.
Savage.
Winning.
Yeah.
Winning.
We are recording this on Saturday.
Right. We're one game into the game.
So we're only one game in.
I'm predicting a series win. I'm feeling the series. And I felt it before. I looked at that Rangers lineup, boys, and I was like, this used to be a good team. That lineup was ass last night. But the only guy you're scared of in the whole lineup is Jake Berger.
But they're going against Bryce Wilson today.
That's true.
Different. We were hoping the Love Cannon was out there, but not so much.
His back hurts. Bryce Wilson fat and undependable. Kind of like the 108 or something.
I'm definitely okay with a loss today, as long as 3 people hit home runs and the 3 people that I took on a bet.
Oh wow!
Let's just hope that those 3 people
same
hit
game
home runs.
parlay. What's the same?
No, it's not the same game parlay.
You should have tied him up.
Oh no, hell no!
Yeah, you got to tie him up.
No. I know better than
Let
that.
him individually, but tie him up just in case.
Theis and Tachman.
So we're both on Theis.
Yeah,
so
I need Tachman though.
Theis is a big 4-seam fastball guy. I think against Leiter, he's got a chance, and the odds are nuts on him to hit a home run because he's only has one.
Yeah, he's not in for power this year. So a lot of walks. Tachman just came back from being injured, and then he made that incredible play down the line. Like I don't know if I trust his hamstring.
I trust him. I'm worried about his. He went into the net yesterday. And then he locked into the sidewall there.
That's the Palatine Pounder, boy.
I know. He gives it all up.
He's like, if I get hurt, they still pay me. So I'm gonna go right into that net. Let's see how this goes.
Live in Charlotte for a month.
Let's see how this goes.
All right, boys. We usually we pick some questions. I've got 2 topics. Got 2 community notes. Teresa E. I would love for you to go first.
Yeah, I think I got to go with this one. It says our friends, the Chicago Sports Bums and the Sox on 35th. We're recently in a commercial to promote the tailgate for Southpaw's birthday, June 8th. Let's break down their performance. So I want to get to one guy first.
Yeah.
And I tweeted about this as well. So I tagged him so he knows that I got problems with what he did.
Okay.
I got problems. Jordan Lazowski acting like he's in the goddamn witness protection program in that commercial. He's the first one through the door. You didn't even notice him.
Yeah, that's
true. He's got the hat down. Covering up that beautiful flow. He's hiding from us. Brett knew how to do it. Brett got the money maker out there. He's like,
Brett's face is up in there. Yeah, he's doing it right. I agree with you.
But yeah, Jordan felt like he didn't want people to see him. Maybe it's Henry Hill or something. I don't know. What'd you do, Jordan? Why are you hiding?
It was his first time at the park in like 4 years. So.
That's true.
Yeah. He was shocked they were still playing baseball. He thought they had moved to the 79.
That's the first game he's ever watched. This year.
What'd you think of the bumps?
You know what? I thought Peter Fonseca, terrific performance.
Great job.
He was the lead basically in the whole story. I was wishing he'd sneak in a little Spanish in there. Because he likes to flash his Mexicanness and show how Mexican he is. He should have shot a little Spanish in there. He didn't do it. I was upset he didn't get to do it or overpronunciate a Spanish word like Modelo. You know, he overpronunciates Modelo. Yeah. I wish he could have snuck something like that in there just to show his chops. But overall, I thought he did a good job. He had a presence. He hit his lines well. A couple issues I had with the thing overall. Number one, they had a bartender, which was Dougie Fresh. He was faking the bartender. But he's not the bartender of the group. HBIC should have been behind the bar. And HBIC moves better and he dances and shit. That could have been much more electric behind the bar. I know what they did. They went for the beard as like, the beard will be the thing. Yeah. But fuck that. I think we're miscast. They should have flipped those guys over. The thing I want to ask the bums, though, is, and I don't know if you guys, or watch this or whatever, Chuck Garfien got to be front and center, like doing some stuff, wherever. Were the bums and the Sox on 35th guys allowed to talk to Chuck, or is it like don't make eye contact with Chuck he's a big star here. Just
Steve
don't
Harvey.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't fuck with him.
Were you able to shoot that together, or did they just put your frame behind it and Chuck shot that by himself because he doesn't need to be around you? I'm curious about this.
It was crazy that Chuck Chuck is the one waving him off. When we know about Chuck Trylock,
We do, yeah, exactly.
You got to dig into the archives to find Chuck Trylock. But
That's right.
I've
Three
DM'd
things,
him
baby.
to see if I can release it back into the ether.
Unearth-
We'll see what he says. We'll see what he says.
Unearthed it a little bit,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. I noticed I spied Mike Downey in there.
He was.
You know what? In my opinion, they should have put a more nondescript guy. Downey's like 6'5". He's shot like I saw. I was like, I know that's Mike Downey right there. They should have put like just a regular guy in there. I don't know. They could have got Joey P or someone who's or another one of the Sox and 35th people and throw him in there. You know,
wondering like we know how the Sox work, right?
Yeah.
So they're not really running quick. So Joey P was probably in Mexico when they shot.
That's probably true. That's probably
so
true.
like they just shot it, right? So and that just went down. Their performance I thought was great. Here's my one big critique though. You guys sell 87 fucking t-shirts on your website right now. Not a single one of you is wearing anything bum related in the
They all tried to wear the Jerry. Jerry shirt, and
Well, you know,
that,
actually, no, that could have been a thing though, because sometimes they don't want you to wear that type of stuff in those commercials. Remember? So like, I know there are some of those rules. Sometimes like you can't wear the branded things or whatever. You know, depending on what shows you're going on, even as well. Sometimes.
So is it maybe because you could wear it the second time? You do a commercial for the Sox like we did. Oh, you had the 108 stocking caps on when we did the hot tub bobblehead launch. So I don't know. That was the one thing I was a little disappointed in. I would think you need to promote your merch a little more. But one thing that's like shiny moment because he is just like he was in the podcast. Johnny, just sitting at the bar, just nice and quiet, looking great, just doing his
handsome,
thing.
but not saying
pretty.
No,
he did great. Loved it.
It was like 90 minutes of a bumcast.
No notes. No notes for Johnny.
Now, MSS, I got a question for you.
Yes.
So this is a kind of if you know, you know. But Southpaw pulls double duty in this commercial.
Well,
now,
yes and no.
Now, question to you:
Yeah,
is he getting a little too big of a head? He thinks he's De Niro.
Allegedly, the guy you're talking about with the ponytail has retired from wearing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, I hope I didn't break any kids' hearts that are watching the Sunday Soap by letting you know that Southpaw is not a real. It's a person inside there. It's not an actual animal.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence.
You're on the fence.
It just depends. I've not seen the derobing, so I don't know.
I've also seen Southpaw eat, so he has a full digestion system. So I think it might be just a fuzzy green thing.
Southpaw actually
is it anamorphic? Isn't that what
sure? I don't know.
Isn't that what, like it's a dog?
I think you're saying the right word, but I have no idea.
I'm not sure.
Southpaw turns 21. What's Southpaw's first drink? You think?
Malort.
Got to be Malort.
Got to be a handshake. It's got to be a handshake. Yeah,
a little old style Malort. I love it.
Yeah,
incredible Hulk.
You're happy to put it together.
Yeah. I have plenty left.
You haven't drank that all.
Oh, you know.
It's soft.
The wife actually
doesn't go with Campari because I got a lot of that.
Maybe it definitely goes with barefoot.
That's gone. I threw that out.
Anything else on the commercial?
No, it was great. That was awesome.
I thought it was good. It was cool to see. I didn't know it was coming, and I only had seen it at the bar when we got to Cork after the game.
Everyone should be thanking us too because we're the ones that broke the cherry of the White Sox featuring White Sox Twitter people a few years ago when we did the track jacket. Yeah. So you're welcome, bums, and you're welcome, Sox on 35th. So why don't you do something for us once in a while? Okay?
I agree with that sentiment. White Sox summer. Pick a question from the board, my friend.
I am also going to go with community notes. The one-lighters sometimes get fed the inside White Sox dirt. Do you expect us to continue to be Cosa Nostra?
Cosa Nostra?
Oh my God. I want to tell you.
Or will we one day become Scoop City? Beefloaf, you start first.
I always valued the fact that people trust us with information that not a lot of people are getting to hear.
Yes.
And so far, we have been a group that doesn't fucking tell anyone anything.
Until he broke this Southpaw.
And I think there's a reason that because of that, because we're like trustworthy, and we're fans, and we're in there, and we're not trying to make a name out of ourselves with shit like that. People do actually tell us stuff. People do actually text us and say, hey, Andrew Vaughn is on my flight to Charlotte 3 hours before it gets broken. But we don't say a word about what it actually is or try to break news or take credit for stuff. So I think that's our style. Our style is more like, you can trust us. We're your uncles. We're your drunk uncles, but we're here. You can trust us. You can tell us anything.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. And I think the benefit of it to us, and like, because trust me, there's no benefit to breaking news.
Not
like,
really, no.
Like maybe they mention you on the score like every 15 years about something.
In your fucking face. Give me one of them Costco rippers. Ooh, pineapple. Thank you.
Do it in your face.
No, you're not done. Okay.
Now where was I? No, but like
Getting scored on, bitch.
I want those people that have that information to feel like they can trust us, because they can.
Yeah.
And then talk to us about, give us more of their thoughts, right? With that information that they have, how do they feel about what it's going to be? And like, that's a more interesting conversation to me than it is to be like, hey guys, 16 minutes before the Sox announced this, I want to announce this.
Right. Who cares?
I don't give a fuck.
MSS, what do you think?
100%. I just want to know. I am a guy, you guys say this too. I just want to know, just for me.
Correct.
I don't need to tell anybody else till years later. And I might potentially tell somebody something in person that I would never tweet, I would never put out.
Right.
But it's like, I would rather know. And then like, we were at the Sox Fest Live this year, and we were after party, or after thing when we were over at Electric Funeral. Yep. And they were like, there was a guy there, and he was like starting to get hesitant of sharing. And then our guy Mike Downey, he's like, "No, these guys are cool. Feel free to tell them whatever you want to tell them."
And he was just spewing stuff to us, and we never put any of that.
I mean, we keep a lot of things close to the vest. We play a lot of things close to the vest, which is important.
And it's really, a lot of that stuff was like what the front office thinks about different guys.
Yeah, that's right.
And like, that's not that important, right? Like, it's like we could go out and be like, "Oh, well, the front office loves this guy," but if that guy sucks, they fall out of love with him pretty quickly. So, as we've seen,
for us as fans, it's just fun to hear the tenor of these types of things and kind of understand what the thought process is. And so, obviously, we enjoy it. But yeah,
I'd rather get to have that conversation than burn all these bridges.
Yes,
to be the first guy out of the gates with the news you're going to get in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
Andrew Vaughn's going to Charlotte. Okay.
Now that doesn't prevent us from making bets based on said information.
Well, that's
that's a totally insider trading.
No insider trading.
When the marketplaces are available.
I don't. Is there insider trading in games? I don't think there is.
I don't know, but it's fun, isn't it?
I mean, there is in a sense,
provocative.
Right? Like umpires can't.
That's right.
That, I mean, that's a little.
Yeah, Donahue, 70% of those covers.
As far as I know, we're not on the pension plan for the MLB, so we're okay. So
a little sketchy there. All right,
Beeflo,
I will go last.
Why don't you pick?
To me, this is the hottest topic with the White Sox, and there's a lot of meat on this bone.
I'm getting.
Oh, yes. It's like 12:40 right now.
I know.
I didn't know if it was a cramp or if he was trying to hold in his shit. So I got
no. We got to roll him.
I was going to dive out.
Go on the lawn like Morty. How dare you?
Make sure you record it though, so we can make it a YouTube short. Okay.
That's why I have my phone.
Yeah.
If we're
That's
gonna
why I always have my phone.
I'm gonna pop a squat like Morty in the backyard. Please record it.
The grunting at a minimum. We gotta get on there. Well, this is the biggest news. The White Sox, Andrew Vaughn was demoted to AAA.
Yes.
First off, are you shocked? And then secondarily, what does it mean? I'll start a little bit. I was absolutely shocked. Not that it wasn't deserved, because we've been talking about it for a while. And our guy Josh Nelson's been saying it for like a year that they should send him down, reset him, whatever. So there was a level of shock because it seemed like they would never give up on the guy.
Yeah.
I did a 4-minute video talking about some of the things that might happen there. You're starting to see some of them. They're playing some different guys at first base, but I think in a longer term view, it opens them up to potentially bring in bat only players. They've been trying a lot of waiver bait out here, but they haven't been able to try those guys too much because the spots have been plugged up. You got Benintendi's probably going to be the primary DH now, but you had first base DH kind of plugged. Now you rip that out of there, and you got to open up a little bit. What do you guys, Treasy, what did you think about the whole thing?
So I was also shocked, and the reason I'm shocked, and I told you this last night, we were just chatting at the game. The reason I'm shocked about this is because of all the shit that has gone down with Andrew Vaughn, where you're just like, can you send this guy down already?
Yeah.
It took it took the front office being so in love with Joshua Palacios that they were like, we cannot cut this guy. We would rather send down Vaughn and Elko. We need 2 bodies to go to Charlotte, and we ain't cutting Palacios. So
That's right,
Vaughn, this is it. It's over. It's over Palacios. That over my dead body? Nope. Over Joshua Palacios being cut. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, listen, I love it. I wanted him gone. I didn't want him resigned. I didn't want anything. Like, just get out of here. He needs to change the scenery. He needs to go get a slump buster. He needs to do something and switch it up so he can get a little bit better and we can trade his ass for a bag of balls, because I don't like him. And I'm wondering, because Luis is having the same type of problems. You're just like, are these guys broken because of the previous administration? Like, are they just not going to be able to perform well because they got lulled into the depression?
Can't believe he's
like,
blaming this on Biden.
Yeah. The previous regime.
Those bumps are Biden's economy. I can't believe it.
I'm just saying,
Son
man,
of a
it's like
bitch.
they kind of like. I just feel like they suck.
Well, what's funny is
more than
Luis
normal.
was good with the old regime.
Yeah.
Really good. And now he's been poor with this one. I heard the critique on the Sox Machine podcast where they were talking about it. I saw White Sox Dave tweet something similar. It's like it's too much information for Luis. Luis probably needs to go back to being more grip it and rip it guy where, yeah, he's going to chase a lot of strikeouts and the walks will come down. But he'll smash the hell out of the mistakes, and that's where he's been messed up. Not to tangentially go off into the Luis direction, but I think it's different than
touch on Luis for a second, because the metrics kind of bear that out, right? Because what you're seeing from Luis is that he's getting more contact in the zone. He's not chasing as much, but the point at which he hits the ball is negative to where he used to. Right. Like, so he's not getting around on it, barreling it as much as he used to. Because he's processing too much, and these split second differences are causing him to hit the ball further back in the box than he used to, and not getting out in front of it. And that, like, all the metrics bear this out. Like, you could look at it, it was worse last year.
And it's recognition and not bat speed. The bat speed is still there.
The bat speed is still incredible.
But the recognition
is
where
it's still one of the best in Major League Baseball.
That's right. So he should still be hitting for a ton of power.
But I don't know that he can move any further back in the box to give himself another second. Like, I think he's all the way at the back, if I remember correctly. So, like, I don't know. Maybe he needs to, like, dust that shit off and, like, move back just an inch, and see if the ump doesn't catch it, and then, catch fire.
That's right. Well, Andrew, do you guys think that Andrew Vaughn is going to find his way back on the 2025 White Sox at some point, that they're going to give him another shot here? Or do you think it kind of just is like, look, just stay down there. Unless there's a bunch of injuries, we're not bringing you back up. Do you think it's a true restart, or do you think it's a banishment?
Let me re-ask the question in a different way.
Okay.
Because I think this is what we really need to think about here. Who comes back first, Tim Elko or Andrew Vaughn?
I mean, it will 100% be Vaughn in any capacity, I think, because you have a lot more time with Elko. So that one is more a constraint of how much time you have with either player. To me, though, what I wonder is this a true, like, we're going to give you 3 weeks, here's the things we want you to work on, and in those 3 weeks you're back? Or it's going to be, go to Charlotte, we'll see what happens type shit.
So I think it is the 3 weeks and work on these things. However, and I think like, you and I have been managers in the corporate world for a long time. We were talking about this last night. There are people that when you give them those things, they still don't fucking do them.
Correct.
Yep. Right? Like, so it might be a case of, like, they go like, hey, the reason we're sending you down is because we gave you X, Y, and Z. You ain't done shit about it.
Yep.
Now you're going down. We need you to do X, Y, and Z down there. If you don't do anything,
see ya.
Shit out of luck. Yeah, that's it. It's over.
Live in Charlotte.
Enjoy it.
I would never hope for a soft tissue injury on a player.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping one for Andrew Vaughn.
Oh, geez.
Like, I think a couple minutes.
I would. You know what I would like for Andrew Vaughn? For him to figure this shit out. I would like if he goes down there and work, like, if this was a wake up call, he works on the shit and he gets really good. And, like, I don't need him to be a great player, but be an 800 OPS first baseman.
That's right.
That's not a fucking lot to ask out of the 3rd overall pick.
Yep. Bet more than your weight.
That's gonna say, even if it's a lot of singles, exactly. Even if it's an empty batting average, fucking give us that. I don't
do what you can do, but like if the ball gets past you, run to first as fast as you can.
I was going to ask that too. Do you think that was part of the last straw?
Yeah, I think a lot of
Yeah.
this. I think it, and I will say that if this is the
Fucking
case,
embarrassing.
Yeah.
Venable is a Chirizi guy.
Uh,
I think a lot of it is like Venable getting fed up with Vaughn because there had to be like they had to be considering cutting Palacios. Like that had to be on the agenda,
right.
and like if Venable was like, no, I don't want to play this motherfucker because he's lazy or he's not doing shit.
They stopped playing him at first.
Not doing the
You
shit.
notice that. Remember the shit you always said, MSS,
Mm-hmm.
get him out of first because he can't do it and he can't concentrate on two things at once.
Right.
And they did that. And he still didn't hit.
He's still
So I think there might be.
Wait a second. He was playing out of position. And it was because he couldn't hit.
Right.
Then he got to position, and it's like, oh no, he still can't hit. And then it's like, okay, well, we'll take away the position, and you just focus on hitting, and he still can't hit.
Not great.
Bust.
Bad result.
Busts are all over this.
Not great, Bob.
Not good. What would you say you do here, Andrew? You don't hit, you don't catch.
Now,
Come on.
I know we're already at our normal runtime, but I do like the other question that you got on the board. Do you want to
Yeah,
get?
let's hit it. We might as well hit it.
So the
Okay.
White Sox also demoted Tim Elko to AAA. How are you feeling about that decision? MSS, I'll go to you first.
I feel I'm upset about it because he did what he was gonna do. He strikes out at a 30% rate, right?
Yep.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yep.
And I saw people saying, "Oh, I'm shocked by this," but it makes sense because he strikes out. He's never gonna not strike out.
Right.
He's
Correct.
always gonna strike out. So you have to put up with that.
Yep.
And a guy that can actually catch and play first base. Okay.
Right.
So he's a step above to hit 3 fucking home runs in 30 plate appearances. Okay. That's fucking amazing.
We'll take
And
it.
that's good. We need that. We need a long, but we also needed some hope of somebody to come up and just crush home runs. We were not getting that, and we needed that. And I think that's what he's there to do. And like we were talking in the stands last night, our guy Savage Randy, and I always forget the other guy's name, Mystery Bag. But I was like, they were like, but you're like, what's he gonna learn down? They're like, yeah, he's got to get better at taking walks and doing this. And then they're like, but what's he gonna learn? Because he was crushing in AAA, and that's exactly.
Yeah.
You have to put up with the strikeouts to allow him to like try to figure it out on the major league level. And honestly, you gave Andrew Vaughn a 4-year like length of chain
True.
to hang himself. And you need to let this guy go than more than like 4 games. It was bullshit. I need Tim Elko back up here immediately.
Beef, where you at?
You know what? I feel a lot of the things that MSS said, except I thought that his small audition was really proof of concept of what he is and can do. Like MSS mentioned, he's a better first baseman than Andrew Vaughn. Now, the metrics didn't love him, but when you watched him play first, it looked a lot smoother. The hands were terrific. Like I'm going to guess like he probably doesn't have much range either, but all the actions and everything were so natural. It looked like a real first baseman over there. He had the reach, all this shit. So like that's as advertised. Talking about the strikeouts were there. There were some shitty, awkward at bats that were like, oh, he looks overmatched. But the power was also there too.
Yeah.
And so like that low on base percentage, big slug guy that is valuable. That's valuable as an up and down guy. I think in the short stint there, proof of concept. Now I understand why they pushed him back down, and it's materially because Getz and Venable, they like a really flexible roster. They like guys that can move parts all over the place, adjust the matchups. They're trying to press edges all over the place, right? And so I get the idea of moving him out of here for now until they clear out some of what's here. Some of these guys are going to get traded or whatever. My guess is Elko gets a run starting in August through the end of the year. He gets 2 solid months where he's at first every fucking day, and you're going to look at him, and we'll get like, 100 plate appearances or whatever, look at Tim Elko. So I wasn't like heartbroken. I was happy that he got to come up, and I was happy to see that at least there's one guy in the minors who can hit a fucking home run. Like we've been talking about, they need the power, you know?
Yeah, I think I like all your points. I think the one thing I would add to that is that with the 10-game audition, the one thing that they were able to observe as well is when he gets to the major leagues, which is something they wouldn't have been able to figure out from his minor league stint, is how are these teams going to attack him?
Yeah.
Right.
How are they going to pitch to him to try and exploit him? Now they know that.
Right.
And so now they could focus on those things and shore up some of those if possible.
Yep.
And then if he comes back up with those things shored up, well, now how are they going to approach him? And instead of having to figure that out in real time in the majors, you could just keep putting him back down and like figuring these things out and know that you got a guy whose power represents a 30 home run guy. And if you could figure out just a little bit more of these pieces, it's a valuable first baseman.
Yeah.
More valuable than we've had since a break.
Agreed. And looking at the way they do things, the way that Getz regime and Venable do things so far, if he is in the plans for 2026, they'll build a roster in which they could sit him down against his deficiencies and let him play in spots where he's strong. And I think they've been doing a better job of that with this group. The Han group from before, where they had no flexibility in the roster, it was like, this guy's going to be out there every day and die at all his deficiencies. Romy Gonzalez was the main example.
Yeah.
When you traded him to Boston and they could play him mostly just against lefties, he fucking thrived. But when you had him in the, we're going to make you die out there because you're going to play every day, it's not going to work.
Sheets is another example.
Sheets is a good example. And right now,
You got to play right field, which you can't play, and you got to play against lefties.
Like you got to cover grill and register.
It's not too much. It's too much.
All right, I think that's it then, boys.
Yeah, good shit. Treasy, what are you spinning? Let's close this out.
So I was like, it was a nice day yesterday. You know, not too warm, but warm enough.
Sunny.
You got the windows cracked a little bit, getting that cool breeze in, trying to relax.
Yep.
Steely Dan's Asia.
Oh,
just a beautiful album for that, man. It's like
it's only 9 tracks.
It's like a little prog rocky, but it's like a very accessible prog rock. It's a little smooth jazz, but not boring.
Yeah.
It's it's just got kind of all of the right
things hit on there
for like. So Black Cow is on that
Cow's
one.
a big song.
Peg is on that.
Nail it?
And
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Peg and Deacon Blues are on that.
Oh, yeah,
so,
Deacon Blues,
so
yeah.
so great album. Great
I'm
to just
shocked
kind of
you
chill
know as
out.
much
Really
Steely Dan
good.
as you do.
Well,
Really
my
good
dad
Sunday
used to
morning.
There you go. Okay, now we're getting
Bad
Really
nights.
great Sunday morning one. So if once you finish watching this, throw that on. Ride yourself right into the Sox game. It'd be beautiful.
Love it. My Sox summer, give us some fresh
And
talent.
actually, before you put that record on, you might be thinking to yourself, my Sox summer. I like bigger women with bad tattoos that play a reluctant stepsister, but then become the biggest slut you've ever seen. And I got the girl for you. Her name is Vivian Taylor. Look her up. My Sox summer came across her on a site, maybe ePorner, I don't know. And it was playing the stepsister role quite well. I was like, I never had a stepsister. Always wish I did. Made me get right into that thing. It was great. So if you like big girls and you also like them playing reluctant stepsister roles, she's fucking great at it. So Vivian Taylor, check her out on ePorter. Lo, parting thoughts?
My parting thought comes from a movie that is near and dear to mine and Treasy's heart, DC Cab. And Whitman Mayo played Mr. Rhythm, and he said, "Don't let your dick run your life." See you guys. Have a Sunday. Bye-bye.
Cheers.